Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are discussing ninth house matters and finally a happier house. We've come out of the depths of despair and our worst fears and our hidden skeletons from the 8th house. We're tired of psychology, we're tired of analyzing others. We want to see new things, bring me something new. So that is the mantra of the ninth house. The ninth house is generically ruled by Sagittarius and Jupiter, the planet of good luck, the planet of abundance. However, you'd have to look at your natal chart to see what sign you have on the cusp of the ninth to see which planet and which signs govern your ninth house. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description box down below, and you can generate your natal chart online for free. All you need to do is put in your date, time, and place of birth, and you are going to see the beauty of your natal chart and look up to the ninth house and check out what planets you've got there, if you've got any, what sign is on the cusp, and then listen to what I have to say about the ninth house. So the ninth house is the house of exploration. It is the house of higher education. It's the house of the higher mind. And it is a house that is concerned with broadening our minds, broadening our horizons. It is generally the house that is associated with long distance travel, foreign lands, foreign cultures, foreign people. All things new that we are not familiar with, that we have not grown up with, that are completely mind-blowing for us and that change our perspective about the world. Speaking of perspective, the ninth house also governs our system of belief. It also governs religion, politics, philosophy. So all these areas that are concerned at the end of the day with the truth and with a greater meaning and the meaning of life in general. Now, if you look at the planets that you have in the ninth house, these are going to give you an idea about how you relate to ninth house matters. So higher education, university, academia, traveling, foreign cultures. And they're also going to tell us something about the things that you believe in, about how adamant you are about your beliefs in general, whether you're easily or not so easily influenced, and about how wise you are, I would also say, but I would have to look at your wider chart to be able to tell that. Now, we're all going through transitions in our life, and we're all going through transformations, and the more we learn, the more we know, and the more we are likely to see the world differently. If you've got the sun in the ninth house, like I do, then you probably place a lot of emphasis on knowledge in general, and you probably self-identify with the amount of knowledge that you amass throughout your life. Education is of great importance to you, and you tend to admire people who are well educated. You tend to admire people who are well traveled, and in order for you to find yourself, you feel like you constantly have to travel, to learn from other people, to be exposed to new cultures, and that's where you also gather your sense of vitality from. So being perceived as someone who is smart and knowledgeable is something that's going to brush and stroke your ego, so to speak. I was looking for the right words. So give your ego knowledge, because that's what your ego wants in this lifetime. And hey, there are worse things in life that your ego could yearn for, so I suppose it's not that bad. Now, if you have the moon in the ninth house, I would say that you are naturally inclined towards understanding and getting along well with people from different cultures. It's as if your default mode is one of an explorer, and you probably have this need to like travel, and you have this strong need to be exposed to different cultures and to different people. And if you don't do that, if you feel like you're stuck in a place for too long, you might have this sense of internal disharmony. Also, having faith and having this idea of like God or like a higher entity is probably something that is very soothing and nurturing for the soul. Now, the moon also governs how we nurture others, and you're very likely to nurture others through your innate wisdom. It's as if you were born wise. Let me tell you this. Don't take advantage of that. Also look at the sign on the cusp, but people do probably tend to come to you for sound advice and for intuitive advice. It's as if you see through things, and you're a much better visionary than most people are. Now, if you have Saturn in the 9th house, then you might feel, especially in your early years, that maybe you're not smart enough, maybe you don't know enough. You can always feel the burden of your own mind's limitations, and we're all limited. And it's impossible for any one of us to know everything. However, Saturn feels that. Saturn in the 9th house people feel that a lot more strongly than other people, and it's almost like a pressure on them to be knowledgeable, to learn. And that's why people with this placement usually are the ones who like go to uni, then go for a master's degree, then go for a PhD, and then they collect certificates throughout their life. It's as if they want their knowledge to be certified by a higher authority, and they want to have proof to show to people, look, I know what I'm talking about. I'm the expert, right? Okay, fine. Mars in the 9th house usually calls for people to fight for their beliefs, to fight for God, against God. It's like a classic place of the Crusader, not just God, multiple gods. Mars in the 9th house can also fight for their philosophy of life, and it might feel like a lot of people are against them for what they stand for and for what they believe in. Venus in the 9th house brings you great pleasure from traveling, from studying. Venus is also it's called the little benefic, and it tends to bring luck in whatever area of the chart it's placed. That's why with Venus in the 9th house, long distance travels and journeys are usually pleasant. You tend to seek for beliefs and for systems of reference and for religions that are proponents of love more than anything else. They're not proponents of like punishment and punitive acts against those who don't believe in the same things. No, you tend to go for beliefs that are strong on the love element. Now, if you have Neptune in the 9th house, let me tell you this, you're probably seen as someone who is very glamorous, but you might also be seen as some sort of like social chameleon. The 9th house is also society at large, and Neptune is the planet of illusion and glamour, and you might try to be seen, or not even try, you might be seen by others as a bit of a smoke and mirrors person. However, Neptune in the 9th house can also give you fantastic divine inspiration and very strong intuitive capacities. On the flip side, because Neptune can be both teacher and trickster, on the flip side, Neptune here can also make you prone to fantasizing about things that, about how societies should work, and constructing utopias in your head. And this can lead to great frustration in day-to-day life, which in turn can lead to escapism and trying to find refuge in drugs or alcohol or the not so good things in life, you know? Now, let's say you have Pluto in the 9th house. So you might be attracted to visiting or to studying or to exploring cultures that have seen deep trauma in their past. People with Pluto in the 9th house might have also been persecuted for what they stand for and for what they believe in. Some people might have experienced, for instance, racism firsthand. However, Pluto in the 9th house can also make you quite obsessed with finding the truth of life and the truth in life. And you might be seen by society as at large as someone who is holding a great deal of power and someone who likes to be in control. So, let me know, guys, if you've got any other questions about 9th house matters. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, what if I don't have any planets at all in the 9th house? Then I tell you this. Look at the sign that is on the cusp, and then look in your chart for the planet that governs that sign. Let's say you have Aquarius on the 9th house cusp. Look at where Uranus is placed in your chart, and that is going to tell you something about how you relate to these like grand topics in life, and how you seek for higher truth and higher meaning in life. Now, if you have got planets in the 9th house, I have to tell you this. Wherever we have planets in our chart, we have channeled a lot of energy into that area, and we will feel like there is some sort of like magnet pulling us to that area in our life, no matter what we do. Because in astrology there are 10 planets in Western astrology and 12 houses, some houses are going to be occupied and some houses are going to be empty. Now, if you've got a populated, an occupied 9th house, that means that all these 9th house matters, so religion, philosophy, higher education, travel, even the law. The 9th house governs the law. People who have planets in the 9th house might have to deal with the law either firsthand. They might study law. They might have to work with the judicial system a lot more closely. So if you have planets in the 9th house, I have to say, all these matters are likely to feature very prominently in your life, as opposed to someone who has no planets in there. So I just had to throw that in. Now guys, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I shall talk to you soon. Bye.